today. From the Superdome in New Orleans, it's Week 5 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the New Orleans Saints taking on the Seattle Seahawks.
We are down on the bayou as you get a look inside the Caesars Superdome here in New Orleans. Today we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Seattle Seahawks and the New Orleans Saints. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Saints team as they enter play. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And they looked awfully good last week.
The first quarter of the season already in the rearview mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. Dwayne Eskridge elects to bring it out. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. As Seattle's offense comes onto the field, we'll see a 10-year veteran under center, guy who broke into the league as a starter back in 2013, Geno Smith.
His game last week reminded me of the old song, accentuate the positive, because that's about all he did, right?
Yeah.
3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air, receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're a running back that likes to catch passes, they're happy as well. Big-time game.
A running play on first down will get 4 up to the 29. The numbers for Walker from last week's effort: 17 carries, 85 yards.
Well, to no one's surprise, he gets an early rep right there, and they've been playing their best ball this season as they built this winning streak. And that includes the ground game, where he's kept the offense productive and put them in position to win ball games. The question now is, can this defense that he's facing do what others haven't and finally put a stop to this streak?
11 yards there and a first down for Seattle.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid game.
Here's Rashad Penny, first carry for the former San Diego State Aztec. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Here's Smith now on second down. Setting up the screen here. This is Walker. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. This defense for the Saints, they were very good a week ago in that win over Minnesota.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win.
And he is going to have a Seahawks first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Now Smith. Going right back to Fant. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
Let's go now. Ready.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing now is Geno. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. Walker now on 1st and 10. And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. It's been a pretty long opening drive. This will be play number 11 coming up on 3rd down. They'll try for the first with Walker. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the 1st down as he's tackled at the 2. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling. A stop there on 3rd. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there. And I go right at him with another momentum play. I go quickly and attack them because right now they probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't stop him on 3rd down.
1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Nick Bellore, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks are on the board first here this afternoon. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Myers connects on the PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. They're led out by a 3-time Pro Bowler, owner of over 35,000 passing yards in 11 seasons, the veteran Andy Dalton.
I love his football IQ. I love his ability to have people rally around him. And as he likes to remind me all the time when I get ready to call one of his games, I can run it a little bit too. A nice presence to have on your team.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara, he'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Simply not much more you can ask out of your running back. Over 100 yards and the 3 touchdowns.
And for an old coot like me, I loved it because he did it on the ground. A running back taking control of the game. That's what I like to see.
Hold on. An old coot?
Coot, C-O-O-T.
All right, I'll look that up later. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
From just shy of midfield, Dalton. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. On target over the middle to Hill. And he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. 4th down. And now a decision here on the opening drive. 4th and very short, this part of the field. What do you think they do, CD?
I think you go for it. I think there's a lot of game left to be played. I like the advantage that they're trying to create here early. I say be aggressive and try and get it done.
Blake Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down. Back deep for the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
2nd and 8 coming up. Geno now to throw. That one taken in by Dwayne Eskridge. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Smith on 3rd down. He'll find his man. That's Freddie Swain. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a first down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Smith throwing again. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, force the incompletion. That'll allow him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. But 3rd down coming up. And now another one thrown incomplete. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. Back deep, a Louisiana native, Jarvis Landry. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. 40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. 1st and 10 for Dalton. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Uchenna Nwosu in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Partner, we had their game last week where they had 6 sacks, so a little bit more momentum here again in the first quarter.
And last week it appeared that they were coming out of sprinters blocks, chasing the quarterback. So how do they continue that? How do they keep making it happen? Different looks, different disguises, different angles that they chase it.
They were so disruptive last week. We'll see what the trend is here as we go forward. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he'll be stopped short of the first down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Well, the good thing about covering any game I do with you is I know that there's no problem with rhythm. Now, when we're watching offensively, a little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, punt on the first drive, looking at another one here. Just a little slow. They were talking about a fast start, but that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, and let's face it, any team we cover always talks about a fast start.
That's true.
But it's not necessarily going to happen just because they say so. And whether it's the script, whether it's, just what they're going through, whether they're seeing different defenses, they're going to have to figure it out as this game moves on.
Call that a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. So here are the Seahawks ready to take over on offense. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start 1st and 10. Now Geno. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. Smith. And he'll just get rid of it. Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, it's Walker. And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. He'll find Metcalf. And he'll take this to the 47, but no further as they get him down well short of the line to gain. Just a gain of a couple there. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
On the NFL scoreboard, an update from Foxborough. The Patriots, they're out to an early lead. And we'll continue to watch the updates in that one as well as the other games going on in Week 5 of the NFL season. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
Short completion, just 4 yards, and it's 2nd down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And this will wind up a Saints first down as he's got this up to about the 34-yard line. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Again, it's Kamara. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. Up the middle, Jones. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. On 2nd down and 4, Dalton. Looking for the out route. It's completed to Landry. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. Down inside the 40. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Kamara up the middle. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. The ball resting on the 20. Here's 2nd and 6. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll run. It's a Zigbo. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
So on fourth down, on comes Saints kicker Will Lutz. From the right hash, this from 33. The kick by Lutz is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So that kick gives them their first points of the game, CD. And it comes on the third drive, but hopefully for them that's a spark that gets that offense going.
Yeah, and I would say if you're the offensive play caller, as you look at your sheet, you're trying to find that part on there that unlocks bigger points. They've struggled with a few drives so far, finally got 3 out of it. How do you find the end zone? That's what he's searching for now.
Kenneth Walker headed back out there. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally, you run to set up the pass. Here, it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
On 2nd and 9, Smith. Now the ball comes loose. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring at 3.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
All right, let's see what Dalton can do after the fumble recovery. And he's got the hook up to Landry. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. From the 25 on 2nd down, Dalton, open man is Kirk, complete. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. A 10th carry for Kamara. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Dalton now to pass. And that's going to be incomplete. The Saints on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 9. To throw here, Dalton. And he rifles it complete, caught by Landry. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
A field goal helps, but a touchdown gets you the lead. That had to be the message transmitted in the huddle. And they delivered there as that throw is going to keep the drive alive. And even better than that, set them up with a 1st and goal.
Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. And just one man in the backfield here. That's Kamara, 2nd and goal. He's going to get it again. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Jones is in. Touchdown, New Orleans. So the 2nd down run didn't work. They run it again on 3rd down and get in. I wasn't sure if they might pass it, Charles. We know that they like to mix it up down here around the goal line.
Yeah, almost felt like the offensive line said, forget mixing it up. Let's call our favorite running play over our best blockers, and let's get this one in.
Will Seahawks on for the point after. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Eskridge going to keep this one in the end zone, and they'll start at the 25-yard line. Well, coming up in prime time here in Week 5, a couple of division rivalries on the docket, beginning tonight in the AFC North with the Bengals and Ravens from Baltimore at 8:20 Eastern. Then tomorrow, Monday Night Football, Raiders and Chiefs from Arrowhead in the AFC West. They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. A shotgun snap for Smith. That's caught over the middle by Fant. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. On 3rd down, here's Walker. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd.
Well, they're currently the best in the NFL in converting on 3rd down, so it was no surprise there that they picked that one up.
And they've done it in many different ways throughout the season, Charles. Picking it up, running it, throwing it, just effective on 3rd downs all year long. Now Geno on 1st down. Flush to his right. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Trying to get away, but could not. Marcus Davenport. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Smith. Throw out wide to Walker. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Repeat of the last play, finding Walker. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Here's Smith. That one to Swain complete. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. To throw is Smith. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. Already a pair of 3rd down conversions for them on this drive, but right now they need 5 yards on this 3rd down try. Out of the gun, Smith. He'll get this out wide to Penny. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And it'll be 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
On comes the Seahawk kicker here on 4th down. It's Jason Myers. On the right hash, it's a 43-yard attempt. Myers' kick is good. And that will knot us up at 10. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
Alvin Kamara and the Saints set to start their next drive. Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that that carries over now to October because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started at the end of last season, right? All the offseason preparation, the weight workouts, the sprints, right? The vision that he had, what he was going to do this season, and of course it all came together with the rest of the team. Those big fellas up front, leverage, and boy, are they getting downfield and creating extra blocks for him.
They really are. Everyone's been doing their job so far to create those holes.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. Running the jet sweep, Landry. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. From the 44, Dalton looking for the out route here, and it's completed to Kirk. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a 1st down. Passing, it's Dalton. Gets this to a standout receiver, Thomas. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And Dalton to throw. They complete it to Hill. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. To throw again on 2nd down, Dalton. And he wisely will throw that one away.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Despite only needing 1, Dalton to throw. And he comes back with 1 complete. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Dalton, 1st and 10. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. To try again after the sack, Dalton, and it's caught. The tight end Hill. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. 3rd and 2 for Dalton. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. And the Saints are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2. Now a timeout called for by the offense as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. And it's caught. Touchdown! Michael Thomas as the first half is winding down. And the Saints have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. CD for them, this has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Looks good on the extra point, and that makes it a 17-10 score. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told.
And it's Michael Thomas who ends it with a touchdown reception. Fielded right around the 8. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything.
And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. Taking it right down Broadway. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
Extra point up and through by Myers. And that will take us to the end of the first half of play. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a time ball game here heading to break. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you, too, in just a bit. But first, let's get everybody caught up with what's going on around the NFL here in Week 5. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, no shortage of offense as each team has been able to move the ball effectively. Will the defenses show up in the second half? To find out, we give it back to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Well, in the process of that kick return, it appears we had an injury. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
This offense ready for the first drive of the third quarter. Well, quarters number 1 and 2 entertaining. We saw some good offense points put up, Charles, and all tied on the scoreboard.
And it sets us up for what could be a really fun second half because we've seen both sides score almost at will here in the first half. And now, here in the second half, getting the ball first, you've got to think, hey, we can go out and really...
He's got a man, complete.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
I don't care what level of football you played. This one was a universal, wasn't it? When we were kids and we played touch football, remember we get in these positions and you just say, everybody go along and hope someone would come free.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Now a handoff. Here's Kamara. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Dalton. That's out to Hill, right side complete. The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down. Now Dalton.
And oh, that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
And his kick is good. Oh, he just did tuck it into the bottom of that left corner. And with that, they take the lead here, 20-17. Well, they don't get a touchdown here on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter, but I think maybe you still say mission accomplished as they come away with the lead.
No, absolutely. You keep the pressure on, right? You go downfield, get some points up on the board, and hope that you've motivated your defense to take the field and hold that lead.
And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. So already not the best of kick returns there, but that penalty, that adds insult to injury and backs him up even closer to the goal line.
Yeah, not ideal field position to begin a drive, is it? Because the extra pressure now goes on the offense. They've got to get some early yards and get away from the shadow of their own goalposts. What every offense wants to do in this situation, get 2 first downs to help out with field position at the least.
He continues to be effective running the football, a big reason that they have the lead.
And I love one of the quotes that I read about him where he said of himself, I love it when a team just hops on my back and I just carry them along.
Here we go. Take your line.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. On 2nd down, here's Smith. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Now it's Smith. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. He'll go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
One of the feature points of the in route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he can get his receiver hit and hit hard.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. A 44-yard punt. They're going to wind up losing yardage on the return, though. And they will take over 1st and 10. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Dalton here from the gun. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Dalton. They'll get this out to Kamara. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. And able to find Kirk complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. It's a gain of 26 as they pick up the 1st down of the process.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on third down, that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
The first down throw coming for Dalton. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. This will be Dalton again. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. Andy Dalton. Well, he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th. The kick by Lutz is good, and that will double their lead as it's up to 6. A second field goal here this third quarter, his 3rd of the game so far.
He's been an important part of the offense, that's for sure, and they may need him again before this one's said and done. So I would treat him like a pitcher throwing a no-hitter. Leave him alone and let him focus.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Well, in the process of that kick return, it appears we had an injury. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
From the 36, Smith finding Lockett for the catch here on the out route. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Throwing is Smith. This is the tight end Fant. And they're going to get this up to midfield. 2nd and 2. Off of play action. Here's Smith. Looking left side. He's got it. Complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 38-yard line. Running left is Walker. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Throwing now is Geno. No chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down. Cameron Jordan, credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
The drive had started well after a punt last time. Now it's slowed down a bit, and let's face it, they don't want to punt the ball back-to-back series. They want a sustained drive on this one.
Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Geno now to throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Marcus Davenport able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And keep in mind, in addition to the 2 sacks that he now has, CD, he's also had a couple of quarterback hurries. He's been very disruptive.
To put it mildly, and it reminds me of the time I asked an offensive tackle who struggled like this in a game. He said he was telling the coach, hey, what do you want me to do? This guy's just eating me alive. And the coach finally just looked at him and said, applaud.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. The New Orleans offense set to take over. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. He's got room past the 30.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
74 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
I don't know what this says about me, but I love successful runs up the middle when the blocking is so well executed like that.
And it doesn't matter whether it's zone blocking, whether it's a power scheme. When you have a blocker on a defender and the running back can read it, find the proper hole, and just go, it's sometimes a thing of beauty.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. To about the 35, second down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. A man who's been busy this afternoon. It's Kamara again. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
A couple of first downs on the drive already as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. They run with Ezigbo.
And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory.
And now to the air, Dalton. To the right side and complete to Thomas. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a first down. Here's Dalton. He'll get this one underneath to Kamara. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Dalton off play action. Alvin Kamara reeling it in on back-to-back plays. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. Again, this is Kamara. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21. The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. Throwing. Dalton. Over the middle, complete. That's Hill. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. 3rd and inches, and they've got some extra beef up front. 3 tight ends. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. Here's Dalton. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. Dalton now to pass. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. Dalton on 3rd and goal. Out route to Hill, complete. They wind up with 6 on the hook up there, but it's not enough. 4th and goal.
Nice completion, nice gain.
Great tackle.
Really good tackle. Kept him in bounds, kept things going. What do you do here?
That's the question. Let's see what they do. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to make it a 2-score game. The kick by Lutz is good. And that will make this a 9-point lead.
So that CD, an important one here in the fourth quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way.
Now a hit and a loose football. The Saints say they have it, and they do.
As that ball got away from him, and he saw the opposing team recover it.
You felt his pain?
Oh, I felt his pain, and you know what was going through his head. Tuck it away. Take care of the ball. All the things he hears all week in practice, he didn't carry it over into the game.
On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. Looking left side, that's caught by Landry. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. On 2nd down, Kamara. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. Here's Kamara off the draw. And this won't do it. He needed 6. He only got halfway there.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
The kick by Lutz is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So the big return had him fired up, but in the end, the offense stalls out. They only muster 3.
Yeah, the excitement was there after the return, but they didn't move the ball at all after that. They didn't even get a 1st down.
And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Out to the right, he gets it to Lockett. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This is 3rd and 7. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Kamara. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 106 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
From midfield here, Dalton. And he slings one that's incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. So Dalton now. Throw right side is going to be caught by Kirk.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
They look to throw on third with Dalton. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Call it a loss of 2 there on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down.
To me, this is a case of if you're not getting the ball, you've got to do your job and block for the guy who is, because there really wasn't much there. And, boy, the defense took advantage with that loss.
And the defense, they were just locked in there on third. They had more guys than they could block. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field.
Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
Now Geno on first down. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. Now Geno. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
They'll try for the first with Walker.
And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. To throw is Smith. Escapes the, but he can't get away forever, and down he goes.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach, trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
After the sack on first down, Smith. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and very long.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. He's got his big tight end, Fant. Well, they'll get 15, but that won't be nearly enough. It's 4th down.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Desperation time for Smith on 4th down. He's going to wind up and air it out. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Freddie Swain. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. When you're trailing in the fourth quarter, you got to take some chances you might not normally take, and here, that one pays off big time.
And you have to think to yourself, not only did that pay off big time for them, but what was going on the opposite side of the ball? They know that they have to take a chance here. They know they have to come up with something big, yet it still happens. So credit the execution, but wonder what the defense was doing.
A 5-point game now as here comes the kickoff. Fielded just outside the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So here are the Saints to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. To throw here, Dalton. He gets it left side to Johnson. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Passing, it's Dalton. Open man is Hill, he's got it. Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. First and 10 for Dalton. That's caught by Ezigbo. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. Dalton. Quick slant, that's caught by the 5'11" Landry. And he goes down at the 26. A pickup of 13, and that last play began at the 13. 1st down. Here's Ezigbo. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. They'll go again to Jones. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Now Dalton. And he's got it. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal.
Here's Jones. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Tony Jones with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Saints are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter.
Well, that was absolutely ideal for them, wasn't it? Trying to salt this game away. I think one of my kids just graduated in the amount of time they had the football. That was absolutely impressive.
Everybody wants those salt-away-the-game drives. What makes them successful?
Well, when you're able to mix run-pass, when you're able to control the football and stay ahead of the chains, I'm using every cliche I know, but that's how you get it done because you're not taking negative plays, and that way you're able to run what you want to run when you get a chance to call it.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. So all eyes on this Seahawks offense. Down by 12. And time, a huge factor. Now their 4-game winning streak in great danger. Smith on 1st down. Gets this to Fant. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now it's Smith. Well, that's complete to Swain. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. Now a 1st down throw. It's Smith. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. Well, certainly those are the types of mistakes they're trying to avoid as they attempt to protect this lead late in the game.
And let's face it, they're hoping that this one doesn't cost them in a significant way. Yeah, one guy committed a penalty, but now the entire defense has to pay the price and try and rise up and overcome it.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Smith under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And the Saints are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. 2nd down, another shot for Jones. And from the 15, they're able to work this up to the 20 for a pickup of a handful. So this one, a victory here for New Orleans. And we talked so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Air-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle, go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.
So for the Saints, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they'll have another home date next week as the Cincinnati Bengals come to town.
Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, it was a good first month, but they'll fall to 4-1 as they suffer their first loss. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Arizona Cardinals. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on